I just disembarked from a 7-day cruise to Alaska on Ruby Princess that, despite poor weather, has been full of incredible sights and memorable onboard experiences. We finally had some warm, sunny weather on the final 2 days as we stopped in our last port of Ketchikan and sailed back to Vancouver. We didn't find much to do in Ketchikan, but did enjoy our final 2 nights on the ship. Join me for the highlights of days 6 and 7 on our cruise to Alaska on Ruby Princess. Hey cruisers, Andrew from Ottawa, Canada here. Welcome to the Chill Cruiser, where I review cruise ships from a chill perspective, sharing tips on how to save time, money, and grief on your cruise vacations. In my last 2 videos, I've shared first impressions of my cruise on Ruby Princess with my mom, as well as highlights of our first 3 ports of Juneau, Skagway, and Glacier Bay National Park. Today I'll share the highlights of our last 2 days in Ketchikan and at sea headed back to Vancouver. I savored every last minute of the final day, so didn't have time to record this video while I was still on board. We had very cool and foggy weather on the first 5 days, but still managed to see some stunning sights. The weather was much warmer and drier as we sailed towards Ketchikan, which is ironic since it rains there 234 days a year on average. We didn't have any excursions planned in Ketchikan, so we just walked the town, which was mostly shops and restaurants, as well as the famous Creek Street. We spent most of the day on board enjoying the beautiful weather. Overall, the food on the ship has been excellent, except for Sabatini's, the Italian specialty restaurant. My mom and I have been very impressed with the food and the service in the main dining room on this cruise, and we continue to enjoy our meals on the final 2 days. You can find samples of the main dining room menus on my blog. After sailing away from Ketchikan and enjoying a beautiful sunset, we watched the second production show, Colors of the World. It's a celebration of the different music and cultures of the countries visited by princess ships. It had some very crowd-pleasing music with great costumes and dancing, so I enjoyed it, but my mom wasn't impressed. She much preferred the first production show, Stardust, which featured music from the 1940s and 50s. The beautiful weather continued on the final sea day, so it was a perfect day to enjoy all of the ship's many pools, hot tubs, and loungers. This was the first day where I walked all the way up to deck 19 and got to appreciate the beautiful ocean view, as well as just how many amenities are spread across 5 decks at the back of the ship. This is a feature of Princess's Grand Class ships that I love, in addition to the wraparound promenade. There were a lot of activities to choose from on the final sea day, including a well-attended line dance class, the usual game shows, and great music. Early in the evening, the party band Neofunk performed with the horn section of the ship's orchestra and filled the piazza with some great music. Later on, Neofunk hosted one final dance party that got a lot of people back on their feet one last time. You can find all the daily programs from the cruise on my blog. Disembarkation was smooth, and we were off the ship and out of the port terminal in minutes. Overall, despite the weather and some hiccups on the ship, Mom and I really enjoyed this cruise. All of the crew was very friendly, with many servers and bartenders remembering our names and even our favorite drinks. Mom really liked the easygoing vibe and said it was much less regimented and crowded than our last cruise on Royal Caribbean several years ago. Watch out for videos of our excursions in Vancouver, Juneau, and Skagway over the next week, as well as a full ship tour and review. In the meantime, if you're looking for ways to save on your next cruise vacation, don't miss my top 10 tips to save time and money after 40 cruises here. Thank you for watching, and happy cruising.